we got a classic, and some say an instant classic after Thursday Night Football. What an insane, incredible, exciting game right down to the finish. Worth the price of admission and worth watching, without a doubt. Last night, the Baltimore Ravens, you could say, escaped victory against the Cincinnati Bengals, as with the game almost tied with less than a minute to go, the Bengals opted to go for a 2-point conversion. It failed, and the Ravens end up capturing the victory. There have only been 2 times in NFL history where quarterbacks had 30 completions, 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, multiple 40-yard touchdown passes, no more than 1 interception, and they lost. That's Joe Burrow last night. He was fantastic. A career game also for Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals, but all for naught as the Ravens, thanks to a failed 2-point conversion with almost no time left, take the control of the division. John Harbaugh extremely happy after the game yesterday to escape with a win.
Okay, two great. They said it all right there. I'm just so proud of our guys. Hearts of Lions win a game like that, truly. And I'll also say this, we stay humble about it. Let him who glories, glory in God alone. And we do that. We understand that we have a lot to work on, but we're very grateful for that win. And we're very grateful for our guys, man, the way our guys play, how they fight, how they don't give up. Just what he said, there's still time on the clock. You keep fighting. Found a way right down to the end, even the defense getting the stop on the 2-point play. And that's what it took. It took a stop at the end to win the game, and our defense did that. Our Darius made that play, and the pass rush was there too. So I'm very proud of the guys. Hats off to the Bengals. I think they do a great job, and it's an AFC North football game for sure.
And meanwhile, on the side of the Cincinnati Bengals, oh so close to beating the Baltimore Ravens. And that's kind of been their story all season. Oh so close. A lot of really close, tough losses, as the Bengals probably now need to win out to make the playoffs. Joe Burrow talked about coming up short along with Jamar Chase last night.
Yeah, we just got to make the opportunities that are there, make the plays. We did in spots and we didn't in spots tonight, and that's been the story of our season. So, I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to be ready for the opportunities that come. Try to take advantage of them. Your record is what your record is, and you are what your record is. So we're a 4-6 football team right now, and it's going to be an uphill battle to get back into this thing. But, I like what we have in the locker room. I like the coaches that we have up there, and so let's keep plugging along.
I don't think we have a lack of killer instinct. I just don't think we finish in the right way at the end. I feel like the offense had a chance to put it away. We didn't. Cam also had a chance to put the game away, and we didn't. So we let that slip short. Yeah, it's crazy to say that. I would never in a million years expect me to play this well, and he played this well, and we still have a record like this. So.
Yeah, no question. Jamar Chase right now, statistically speaking, the number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League. All right, now let's get to a team that could use any kind of good news. It just doesn't seem to be happening. Is this a lost season for the Philadelphia 76ers? Another one of their stars goes down. This time it's Tyrese Maxey, going to miss a couple of weeks because of a hamstring injury. Of course, Joel Embiid has been out. Paul George has just come back, and the Sixers are off to a horrific start. We'll see what this means for the future of Philly. NBA's a long season, folks. It goes all the way, of course, through the spring, but as of right now, Philly for sure needing some good news in any way. All right, FanDuel Sports Network has secured the rights to another team to broadcast, and this time it is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have signed a new agreement. They're going to stay on the FanDuel Sports Network. The Atlanta Braves have also reached an agreement there. Other team that we're expecting over the next week or two to remain on FanDuel would be the Miami Marlins. Also, it's being reported by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that the Cardinals are taking a 20% pay cut in terms of what their normal TV rights were. And that's happening all around the league. Also, Buffalo Bills ruled out wide receiver Keon Coleman going into this week. Coleman, a rookie, has scored a couple of touchdowns this season for them. All right, now let's go over to the National Football League, the latest news and notes. And yes, for those of you who play fantasy football and you had the number 1 overall pick in the draft and you had Christian McCaffrey taken as the number 1 overall pick in the draft, what is your record? Are you still in this thing? Because if you are, you're getting Christian McCaffrey back this week. He's going to make his debut against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not quite sure how much he'll play, but needless to say, if you hung around in your fantasy league, you're probably going to get a big boost down the stretch. McCaffrey back for San Francisco. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence is going to miss this week's game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He have a left shoulder injury, and old friend Mac Jones, formerly of the New England Patriots, remember him? He's going to start this week against the Vikings. Also, Andrew Billings of the Bears, nose tackle, put on IR, likely out for the season. All right, let's get to some college football. Big win for Coastal Carolina yesterday. They beat App State 38-24. Braden Bennett rushed for 3 touchdowns in that game. Also, East Carolina dominated FAU. They were big favorites, and they ended up crushing them 49-14. Friday night lights in the Big Ten. Iowa, 5.5-point favorites at UCLA. Iowa pretty good. UCLA not so good. Total is 44.5. And also Texas wide receiver Jonte Cook Jr. is no longer with the program. Coach Steve Sarkisian has announced that the one-time very hot recruit going to go play somewhere else. You know who else is headed elsewhere? The good story. I wouldn't say it comes to an end, but at least it's on pause. Bronny James is no longer going to play for the Los Angeles Lakers main team. He's headed to the Rookie League, the G League, where he'll make his debut against Salt Lake City. He'll spend some time there, develop a little bit. We'll see if he comes back to the Lakers at some point this season. Memphis Grizzlies, they ruled out John Morant. They play tonight against the Wizards. And the big story in the NBA has been the Cleveland Cavaliers. They play a great matchup tonight. We'll see who the better team is. The Golden State Warriors and Cleveland 4.5-point favorites. And tonight, a rematch of the NBA Finals a couple of years ago between Denver and Miami. Miami's on the road, and they're 3.5-point underdogs against Jokic and company. Meanwhile, over to some college basketball last night. Number 21 Florida beats Jacksonville 81-60. Alex Condon had 23 points on 7 of 7 shooting. Also, the Tar Heels are at Allen Fieldhouse as Kansas is 7.5-point favorites over 9 USC. Shaka Smart and number 18 Marquette, 11.5-point favorites against George Mason. And Alabama, 22.5-point favorites taking on Arkansas State with a total of 167.5. And that's the latest in college basketball as well. Also, one quick note from college football yesterday, a renewal of sorts as Scott Strickland, the athletic director of the University of Florida, announced that Billy Napier will be back to coach the Gators once again next season.